Dr. Sue, and I'm at the Mac Awards.
I'm Margot Channing, and I'm known as the Boozy Chanteuse.
So what makes you so boozy?
I drink a lot of dirty martinis, kids.
The marvelous Marilyn May. Can you tell us something about the difference between singing in front of a live audience and singing in front of mass media?
I don't treat a big audience. We did Carnegie Hall with the New York Pops, and then we can do a room as small as 120, and I don't really treat it differently.
Hi. Here we are, hat and scarf.
Now,
she's Dr. Sue, and I'm Dr. Baby Jane.
The obviously fabulous Baby Jane Dexter. How did you get the name Baby Jane Dexter?
Years ago, I was on a television show on NBC. So I went to sign the contract to do this television show. They said, you can't be Jane Dexter. There already is one in the union. And I said, it's my mother. She'll share. My mother was an actress, and I was going to use my legal name, Jane, initial N, Dexter, but people thought like a duo was coming out, Jane and Dexter. So somebody suggested I do this Baby Jane thing. And this guy wanted me to wear a bow in my hair and a dress. I said, I am so over smocking. It's not my look. So I was Baby Jane Dexter in the 70s, adolescent Jane Dexter in the 80s, middle-aged Jane Dexter in the 90s, and now I'm geriatric Janie.
I love it. We're here talking to Amy Beth Williams.
What I love about cabaret is that I see the faces of the people I'm singing to. There's an interaction between the singer and the audience. It's not a presentational proscenium kind of thing. It's a very intimate venue, and I love that.
We're here talking to Karen Oberlin.
Any song that tells a great story, especially ones that have sort of a place to go, is great material. Something that can connect performer to audience.
The amazing singer-songwriter, Christine Lavin. Where do you get the inspiration to write these songs?
You never know. It's not like I'm out there searching all the time, but when Teresa opened the show singing applause and she was spelling out applause, I got the idea that I should do a song where I spell out some of the longest words in the world, because it would be like such a weird, funny song. So I'm going to work on that when I go home. But so that's the ideas just sort of jump out at you when you least expect it.
What do you think is your most famous or popular song?
Well, Sutton Foster recorded Air Conditioner on her first album and on her live album. So I can always tell if Sutton is doing a concert somewhere, because the next day I get email asking for it.
Julie Gold, whose words and music have touched me for so many years. What about some of your most famous songs? What led you to write them?
Well, my most famous song is From a Distance, and as a child of the 60s, I'd say everything that, was happening. The first televised war, Vietnam War, the Civil Rights Movement, they all affected me very, very profoundly, and I'm sure that they're all part of who I am and how I write. And From a Distance is really probably the culmination of all of that.
I'm here with Lenny Rotz.
Sometimes, you'll ask somebody, well, what's interesting about you? And they'll be like, oh, nothing. And then you'll start to talk about them, and all of a sudden you find out all of these really wonderful things that they do. And many times I've gone to people and said, well, there's your show. It's all about creating an individual experience for that person. And there really is, in my opinion, there's no formula.
You have to convey the lyrics within your phrasing to the audience as though it's a story. It's not just sing the song. It's figure out the actual meaning of the lyrics and deliver that to the audience so that they really understand it.